What's up? I'm Evan from BVTV here with Whitechapel.
What's up?
Yo.
Alright, so how did you guys come up with the idea for your name?
This man right here can tell you. He's been in it from the start. I've not been in it from the start. So.
Well, we basically, it doesn't really mean anything particular, but it is the city or the district where Jack the Ripper killed prostitutes and whatnot, and we just figured the name was pretty catchy. It fit pretty well, and we just pretty much took it from there.
Okay. Now, what is the least metal thing about you guys?
That'd probably be this guy right here, because he listens to music I would never even
Yeah,
touch.
I kind of listen to some wussy stuff. Hey, I listen to metal too, but I listen to wussy stuff a lot because I like to sleep, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, we all listen to different stuff, but, mainly, like, I personally listen to, like, a lot of heavier stuff and, a lot of metal, but, a lot of the guys branch out more than mainly I would, but I accept, all kinds of music.
He's basically the metal
me.
vein in the band. Him and then our lead guitarist, Ben, pretty much. That's pretty much all they listen to. And then the rest of us just kind of, branch out and listen to, like, just softer kind of stuff, just for giggles, I guess.
All right. Now, if Justin Timberlake asked you to do guest vocals on his CD, would you do it?
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I would definitely do that. Just to say that I, was on Justin Timberlake's CD, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But, I hate his music, but, I would do it just for the hell of it,
Yeah. Okay. Now, you guys have 3 guitarists in your band. What is it about your music that you need 3 rather than this traditional 1 or 2?
Well, I mean, having 3 guitar players, it just enables us to really, like, kind of expand in writing more so than anything, because we can either do 2 rhythms at one time and then have a lead or a harmony and then a rhythm going behind it, which most people can't do that and pull it off live. I mean, they'll do it on albums and they can't do it live. We just try to make it to where everything we do on the album, we do it live, and then plus, it just makes it heavier, pretty much. So that's about it, really. I mean,
Yeah,
other than just expanding the writing process and just like sounding like trying to accomplish sounding bigger live. That's the 2 main things, main reasons that we have 3 guitar players, and try and just keep it together like that at all times. Like we've had people ask us if we'd ever go down to 2 before and all that, and just I don't think we ever would, just because that's our thing, pretty much. So.
Okay. Now, Kevin, you're probably one of the better drummers in metal hardcore genre. Phil, how did you guys discover him?
Well, basically, we had a drummer that has been in past bands with, like, Alex and Alex, and that's pretty much it. He's one of the guitar players too. We basically were looking for more diversity in the drumming and stuff, and Kevin is from Kingsport, that's 2 hours away from Knoxville, from where we're from, and he used to play in a band called Speak at the End, and we always liked his drumming and everything, and we got in contact with him. He was a little bit whatever at first, because he wasn't really.
Well, at the time, I'd kind of like put it down for a while for school and stuff. And the way that I went back that Alex knew me and got a hold of me is because mine and his first band played a show together years ago at this skate park down in Knoxville.
Yeah.
And I just kind of stayed in contact with him every once in a while from then on. And then he had found out that I had stopped playing with this band, this local band I was with, and I had quit drums completely for a few months. And once he found out that I'd gotten a new kit, however he found that out, I don't even know, from 2 hours away, but he found out that I got a new kit somehow, and then he, asked me to try out playing with him, and I just went down for a weekend and just jammed with him, and things went from there, and then we started touring the next year and everything, so that's pretty much it, really.
Okay. Now, Phil, how do you keep from straining your voice if out here screaming every day on tour?
Man, it's hard, if you're in a band and you don't really play that much, and you don't really tour at all, you can really maintain your voice. But if you're constantly touring and constantly screaming after night after night, it catches up to you sometimes. And if I smoke, and that doesn't help at all, so that affects it. And there's like the weather, even right now when it's cold, it can mess your voice up. But I've had a couple instances, we were in Australia, and the whole tour there, my voice was pretty much gone. I did the best I could, to, do the ranges that I was capable of doing. But it's definitely a workout. I mean, you just gotta take care of yourself and do the best you can. Whenever you're on tour, it's hard. Because you get bored and you want to just if you're a smoker, if you're trying to quit on tour, it's almost impossible for me.
Yeah.
But
The boredom gets to you.
yeah, for sure. But I mean, you just got to just take care of yourself, just to your best of your abilities, and that's pretty much all you can do. No matter who you are, you're gonna blow your voice out eventually. If you constantly tour, it's gonna happen eventually. It may have not happened to some people, but I mean, I feel like it happens to pretty much anybody.
Okay. All right. Now, how did you guys record "This Is Exile"? Did that go well?
Yeah, it was good. We had signed a contract with Metal Blade Records. We had ideas for a new CD, and we got hooked up with Johnny Fay. He's a ex-Red Chord guitar player, and he's up in New Hampshire. And we kind of got all that set up and went up there. The album recording process was, really stressful because it was really quick. We had to get everything put together very fast, but surprisingly it came out a lot better than we expected, for sure.
It was definitely time constraint, big time.
Yeah.
But it definitely came out a lot smoother than expected. I mean, came out, even with the time constraint, we feel that it came out a whole lot better than our first album did, for sure. So.
Okay. Now, do you feel as a hardcore band it's more difficult to record an album than, say, an alternative band?
Honestly, I mean, if you're talking about more popular catchiness and stuff, I mean, it's hard to I mean, it's weird because there's some bands that I've listened to that can write amazing music but go absolutely nowhere, and I've heard bands that write absolute crap and go further than any other band that I've seen before. But it's weird. It's unpredictable in the music business. It's so unpredictable where you can go and what you can do.
Yeah, you gotta know where to throw in the hooks and all that different kind of stuff, really. So.
For sure.
And what about the recording process, in the studio?
What exactly?
You mean as far as difficulty in recording it?
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that the strain of the recording is probably a lot worse, just considering that all the speed and all that different stuff and the changing of parts, all that different crap. But I mean, as far as tones and all that different stuff goes, I mean, I think it's honestly probably easier to get tones with metal than it is with alternative and all that different stuff. Because I mean,
oh, for sure.
You're trying to, I mean, there's really just all metal, pretty much in a broad spectrum has its own sound, and everybody's kind of going for the same thing and trying to achieve this heavy tone, while it also has clarity. But I mean, a lot of producers are able to accomplish it pretty easy nowadays, really.
It definitely depends on what producer you go with, because there's some producers that can catch the most amazing sounds you've ever heard, whether it be the kick drum, the snare drum, the guitar tones, the vocals. I mean, there's some producers or recording artists out there that can just catch the most amazing sounds you've ever heard, and some just don't have it, and it just all depends on who you go with and who's got the most skill in that field.
All right. Now, are you guys working on a new album, writing, recording, anything like that?
Yeah, we've been messing around with some new stuff. We have a few things put together, just kind of slapped together with, and we have, we just been using programmed drums and stuff like that, recording into laptops and stuff with our spare time, while we've been on tour and junk like that. But yeah, we're definitely piecing things together for the next album, and we're definitely trying to get as much done as possible in the amount of time that we have, and trying not to be rushed, because we kind of felt rushed on the last album. So this time we're trying to take it step by step and go slow and get everything right where we want it throughout the whole year, and that way we'll be ready whenever it's time to record. So.
Okay. Do you guys have any new tours coming up after this?
After this, we're home for a little while, about a little over a month and a half, and then we go to Europe for some of the festivals, and in Russia, and then we'll come back here, and shortly after we get back from Europe, we'll start the Mayhem Festival that they just actually started doing last year, and that's pretty much all we have really set in stone right now. But of course, for the fall and after summer, all that stuff. You know, we've got stuff that's in the in the works, but not set in stone.
Yeah.
You know, but Mayhem is definitely the biggest tour that we have confirmed right now.
Sounds cool. All right. Now, what is the craziest thing that has happened to you guys while on tour?
Let's see. Other than having a gun pulled on us,
No,
Yeah.
I'd say the gun being pulled on us is
yeah,
probably
that's
the worst.
probably the craziest thing. Really.
Yeah.
Other than that,
It was Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Virginia Beach. We had it was basically an incident where had nothing to do with us. It was we really didn't do anything, and it wasn't really pulled on us, but it was pulled on some
people from our tour package
were around in the vicinity
Yeah,
when it
and
happened,
we
and
were
it was directed towards us.
Mm-hmm.
But it was basically just kids at shows being stupid,
Yeah.
having their fun, and people not having as much fun and getting kicked out and thinking that they're not in the wrong, and then they go off and get people and they bring them back, and they basically it was on a tour with Two Pure to Die and Impending Doom and Beneath the Sky, I believe. That was like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago.
That was like around Christmas before this past one.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely the craziest thing we've seen so far. I mean, like, there's been other things, but like,
Other than
Yeah,
that, we have a lot of people come up to us and give us rap CDs, rap
Yeah.
demos.
Yeah,
That
we've
happens
had-
a lot for some reason to us.
yeah, we
don't
had
really know why.
we had a Christian rapper come up and give us the CD, and we actually jammed it for a while. It was entertaining, you know. I mean, it wasn't like we were, really into it, but it was definitely like, it was a lot better than what we expected, for sure. Because I mean, it was just some random guy off the street that,
Oh yeah.
for sure. But I mean, like, I don't know. We've definitely had a lot of weird things, but there's so many tours and so much time that goes by, you almost forget some of the stuff that happens.
I mean, even that gun incident, it's like,
It's not even
I mean,
thought of
yeah,
anymore.
we don't even think about it unless somebody asks us a question like that, and then we're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
there's so many things that we've seen. It's pretty much ridiculous.
Okay. Now on a lighter note, what's your favorite fast food restaurant?
In-N-Out Burger.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all about
Yeah.
In-N-Out.
Yeah.
That's what's
But
real.
only in California and Nevada and Arizona, because that's the only places
Yeah.
that they are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
We get deprived of it on the East Coast.
So if we're on the East Coast, it's probably Burger King or just pretty much
more
any
common
any
stuff.
fast food that we're all in the mood for. Taco Bell,
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay. Well, thank you guys very much for the interview.
Absolutely.
Look forward to seeing you guys in the future.
Sure.
Push these kids to the fucking walls! Clutch the kids up front! Well, for one time for such a malevolent man, I'm excited of humanity today. We are not today's expression about this filthy race. You're excited of humanity today. I'm expired of the one woman, now hour of corruption.